Hi, welcome to Blue Flame Tarot. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Today's reading is going to be a timeless reading for all signs, for whoever sees it, whenever they see it. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and comment in the section below and subscribe. And if you'd like to get a reading, my information is in the description box below. I'm going to go ahead and get the cards down. With the central cards. The cards from this part up are the cards that I refer to as messages from your spiritual team or your guides, and they're going to be big picture messages, themes for what's going on in your life right now, weighing in on things that may be going on in the lower cards. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the central cards. We have closure as the first card. So there can definitely be something that you walked away from or something that you're going to be walking away from. And it's something from a major cycle. You see that gigantic door behind that person? It's a door that requires divine assistance, angelic assistance, assistance from your guides to close that door. So it could have been a very tough cycle, or it could have been actually the end of a huge, like, karmic looping, cycles through lifetimes, and you're finally bringing closure to that very significant thing. And with that card, it's really like you're not turning back. It's like the angels are guarding, the Garden of Eden. It's like with flaming swords. Nobody's going back in that direction. You're moving forward. So it can be something very significant. Your first blockage is the root and throat chakra. So with the root and throat chakra, issues around safety and security, and feeling safe and secure in the world, with the root chakra, anything that is fear-based in terms of blockages and imbalances, I'm talking about triggers for things that give us anxiety, these kind of low vibrational fight or flight, adrenaline rush kind of energies. Connected to the throat chakra, whoever kind of created those situations in our life, or we were a part of course, but it's like they took your voice away. It created a blockage in the throat chakra because you were no longer able to kind of speak your truth, or they took your power away. But it could have been because they made you fearful, or it could have been, even a domineering parent or teacher, where there's that kind of adrenaline rush, fear response. And so that impact, or that, blockage is blocking your abundance from coming in. So for these reads, the recommendation is for a combination of crystals and sound healing. So for the root chakra, to make it simple, anything black, it could be black tourmaline, black obsidian, jet, lava rock, tektite. You can also use smoky quartz, tiger's eye, hematite. But just lay down with the crystals, set a timer anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes. Of course, 30 minutes is going to be a much greater effect. But, and then just put headphones in or earbuds and go onto YouTube and put on sound healing. It could be grounding and clearing music. It can be Tibetan bowls. It can be frequency sound healing for the chakras. So you can decide what you want to use, but lay down with the crystals and just kind of relax, clear your mind, okay? And then for the throat chakra, anything blue, but sodalite is nice, lapis. You could use celestite, angelite, blue quartz, blue lace agate. Or you can also use clear quartz for all the chakras. So if you have clear quartz, it's very like easily available. So you can also use that. So you're going to want to put those on, those chakras together, because it's created this kind of relationship where the fear response silences you. So it's something that's blocking you from bringing in abundance in every realm. And it can be definitely regarding opportunities and potentials. And we have stuck energy. So with stuck energy, now this is often a partner card when I do readings. So it's usually not the person I'm reading for. So this could be for your significant other, that you're in a relationship with someone who is having a challenge with seeing solutions, having challenges around being prepared, not being, doing the work and being alert so that you're not getting blindsided by unexpected things, so it's having this kind of spiritual awareness. Well, the person you may be with may not, be in that space. And so they kind of be an energy that can drag a person down. I lived in rural New Mexico for a long time. And you never leave your house and go on muddy roads like this without boards in the back of your truck or, this preparedness. AAA is not coming out to these, rural roads. So this guy did not think ahead. It's not gender specific, but above you see this rainbow. So there is this kind of divine energy wanting to assist, but they're just not in a space where they're hearing that or where they're wanting to hear it yet. And we have release. So there can be challenges around, releasing energies. It could be something that ended. We have this cemetery in the background. It can be, things coming to an end. But it's like having these challenges with releasing those energies once and for all. This is the crown chakra, this card. So there could be challenges around releasing if this relationship is not, operating in the optimum energy. It can be that, the divine is nudging you maybe to take a look at that. But it can also be fears in life and trauma has made it challenging to connect with the divine, and so there can just be, they want to clear this kind of blockage where, you get into fear instead of really connecting and communicating with your guides. And we have, don't let your past hold you back. So it being very important, the messages that you're giving yourself, being an observer of your thoughts, and making sure that even when you're not feeling something, that you're aligning your thoughts and what you say, what you speak, to support, positive outcomes, so that we create through our thoughts create reality, our words create reality. So being very conscious of that and using it to work for our benefit, and not to have us looking back always to the mistakes we made or looking back at our weaknesses. And we have water. Work with the element of water for healing and purification. So bringing, the first thing I always say is, this is sometimes a call to do salt baths. So I'll usually recommend salt baths. So sea salts I like, just regular sea salt, any kind, even from the grocery store or the dollar store. And I like to put frankincense oil for clearing, but you can put any essential oils you want in. And so making time to do that, once or twice a month, to clear energies, can also be, especially if you're an empath, it can also be bringing water elements into the home. So using essential oils with diffusers and getting out to water, especially now in the warmer weather, getting your feet in water, I'm getting close to the ocean. And we have align. So that can be what's needed, this connection to water, in order to align with spirit and with your guides, getting into, position for what you're stepping into. And we have spirit animal. So that could be a call to do some guided meditation around animal energies that are assisting you at this time, or what could be of most use to you. So it changes, I feel. I never say I have one spirit animal. It's like, what do I need for this season of my life? And that can definitely shift as we're going through different growth stages, especially with this big cycle ending, this closure. Okay, so, and we have observation. Well, and the big cycle ending, I think, is very much connected to this release. It's almost like it's like already dead and gone. you know, but it's like it's just closing now, this kind of thing. And we have observation. So that can be this kind of being an observer of your patterns, you know, patterns of behavior, making the unconscious conscious so that we can kind of progress and break out of, you know, toxic cycles. And we have the wastelands. Sustainability, slow down, tend to your garden. So yeah, everything's all dried up, barren. So a need to make sure that we're doing self-care, a need to, you know, I mean, sometimes this is a place where things really get real too, on the other hand, but this is a call to not burn the candle at both ends, to kind of slow down. And I always say you have to have this comfortable space, you know, this comfortable space, this polite space for communication with your guides. So you can't have that if you always have noise in your life. So there has to be this space where we slow down and we keep everything silent. We don't have music going. We don't have other noise going. And we have outsider, misfit, loner, wanderer. So it can be that there is this energy, and that can go with this kind of wasteland energy for sure. A feeling of loneliness, or a feeling of being out of place, or, you know, but it's probably a space where you know there needs to be a greater appreciation for your unique gifts and talents. It's like, I'm this way for a reason, you know, and I need to kind of spend some time with that, you know, spend some time with that. Why is it that I always feel this way? You know, is it to develop, am I a healer, you know, and if I'm a healer, then most likely that energy is to help develop, you know, this kind of empathy for others, and be able to kind of experience the feelings that others are having. And we have the sun. So there's going to be some blessings coming in, big blessings. I mean, the sun is a lot of favor. It's a lot of divine favor. It's things turning around. You know, the sun coming after the storm. And so it can be that they want you to get encouraged and get excited for some of the things that are coming ahead. And we have the Two of Pentacles. So my feeling is that someone or some of you may be doing too much, you know, just kind of burning out, doing too much for others, maybe overextending yourself, not making enough time for self-care. And so there can be this need to put something down or get refocused, or, you know, prioritize what you should be doing right now. And then we have truth. We have truth. So this card, you know, sometimes for me, it's like seeing yourself as your guides see you, you know, especially if there's all these cards about self-care and whatnot. And the loner and the misfit, it's like, you know, they're wanting you to take a moment to really see what it is, of, you know, see your worth, your value, and what they see in you, your potential. Okay? And there can be a truth that needs to be faced, or that was faced in order to bring that closure. But so there could be this kind of aftermath. And we have the sacral chakra as the second blockage. And so with the sacral chakra, issues around sexuality and creativity. And here it looks like it's in connection more with a partnership. So it can be that they, you know, for the sacral chakra, you know, I always say if you're going to do clearing, still use the black crystals. I love black tourmaline. I use black tourmaline quite a bit on the sacral chakra if I'm doing clearing. And then I'll use carnelian for the creativity aspect. But, you know, there's a lot of crystals you can use for the sacral chakra, but I recommend for clearing sexual energies to use black tourmaline, or, you know, black obsidian. And just, you know, clear out past sexual energies, because it's like entangling kind of energy cords in the place where we manifest. You know, the womb or the reproductive area is metaphorically and spiritually speaking, you know, this birthplace of our manifestations. And so we want to clear out anything that's going to clog that flow or whatever. And so, you know, working with the sacral chakra. Why? Because it's blocking spiritual partnership from coming in. And that can be, you know, a romantic partnership, but also a business partnership. So say you have a spiritual business, or you're wanting to be in business with someone who's aligned with you spiritually. Okay, it doesn't have to be like a religious business or anything, but you want somebody who's kind of the same vibe. And clearing that, see what it brings is new supportive connections. So now we're not having that misfit kind of energy. We're having this kind of, oh wow, you know, I have things in common with people, creative projects we could get started. And we have the impasse. And this is also the sacral chakra. So it's like at a crossroads and just needing to kind of clear the pathways so that the energy flow is moving. And we have adjustments are required. So it can be if you have your heart set on something going down a certain way, say in terms of a project, or you're wanting a partner to come in, they're wanting you to just like not grip so tight to the outcome and how you're wanting to see that unfold. It's like being a little bit flexible in your thinking. And we have goddess energy. So we have healing feminine energy that is watching over, assisting, and sending you a lot of love. And we have clairsentience. So definitely someone who's an empath and someone who is very sensitive to environment, someone who struggles being around people all the time and needs to kind of withdraw and recoup. So I'm seeing that in connection with this middle line, you know, that there was a lot of cards referring to self-care. And we have crystal healing. So you're going to actually get a lot of benefit out of learning more about crystals, or getting more deeper into your crystal healing practice, or even like gridding your home, you know, with rose quartz and different crystals to bring in, you know, more peaceful energy, or to clear energies after you've been out around people a lot. And that's going to give you that energy, you know, bouncing back after being drained, to be able to kind of soar and reach new heights. Because the problem that, or challenge I should say, that empaths face is getting all drained and not wanting to kind of engage, you know. And so it's like being able to leave those energies, release those energies rather. And we have morning dew, clarity, a fresh start, a positive outlook. So being able to clear other people's energies off other people's stuff so that you're able to kind of bounce back quickly and, you know, have this kind of optimism towards the future for yourself. And we have her last day in the light, unexpected endings, surprise changes, sudden shifts. Yeah. So there could be more changes. Like we have that closure and then there's more. So, and it's, you know, people are going through it. You know, the energies are kind of crazy right now, and I do feel like there can be a lot of shifts, and so that they could be just trying to prepare you. She's looking quite happy and content, so I think they want you to know that it's for your highest good and not to worry, but just to kind of prepare yourself so that you're not blindsided. It's like get yourself energetically prepared to release anything that needs to go. Yeah, because you've been struggling maybe to hold on to something that's just destined to kind of leave. We see that umbrella is just folding backwards, like when you're in New York and it's super windy. And that umbrella is sometimes shot, you know, 10 minutes after you bought it. So it can be, you know, it's time for that struggle to kind of end. Like it could be fighting to hold on to something that needs to just go. And we have the Six of Wands. That's going to bring victory. The release will bring victory. That's what I'm getting. And then we have love. So this is a self-love card. So I do feel that this reading is for, you know, a lot of empaths and healers is what I'm getting, and creatives. And she's clutching this rose quartz. So definitely working with rose quartz on the heart chakra to forgive, you know, to release energies that are holding, creating this weight, so that we're not able to get into higher frequency. Being able to receive and, you know, give and receive love from the divine and to the divine. Okay. And it's also the basis if you're looking to attract a partner in, because I do see some kind of hinting towards that. It's the foundation for that is really knowing your worth and understanding your value, so that you're not attracting you know, lower vibrations because you feel that's what you deserve. And the third blockage we have is the root chakra. So this again is these issues around safety and security, fears, Okay, fight or flight, adrenaline kind of rushes from, anxiety or whatever else. And so again, using the black crystals to clear that out. But it's blocking your ability to take pride in yourself, to take pride in your projects. So I'm seeing this kind of connection or thread through these cards that, once you release these energies, it takes time with the crystals, so don't expect immediate, but if you stick with it, they become powerful allies, I have to say. I think crystals lead to more crystals, I'll just warn you, but, you can really get some positive, outcomes from working with them. And we have great gratitude. So your energy kind of shifts, that heavy energy kind of shifts. And this is more of an energy of the balanced, cleared root chakra. It's like the world is a magical place, full of wonderful things, and getting caught up in the beauty of nature, being connected to the earth. So we have this kind of shift and being grateful instead of being in this kind of survival mode. We're in this kind of gratitude and enjoying the moment. And part of this root chakra clearing can be acceptance, of a situation. So this is also the root chakra, this card. And so there can be releasing the ghosts, releasing these energies of the past. See how there's almost like this ghost behind them? And, acceptance so that you're able to move forward. And they're saying, hold your vision. Or even dig that vision back out. If you've neglected it for care for others, okay, they're saying to kind of get refocused. And we have abracadabra with wings, fantastic good fortune and lucky chances. So abracadabra, I create with my words. I create with my speech, okay? So I was saying that our words create. So if you're wanting to start to bring things in and create new potentials and manifest, it's like write these kind of, even post-it notes around so that you remind yourself to speak it out, what you're trying to manifest. This is things aligning for, fortune and lucky chances, serendipity, being in the right place at the right time. And so we want to get the frequency high, clear the stuff out, and kind of get our words and our minds aligned to bring these things in. And we have shapeshifter. And this card for me is always like a partner in crime, like a spiritual partner in crime. So you could be meeting somebody who's very similar to you, almost like a twin flame energy. And there's almost like this telepathic connection, and this traveling in the astral realms together, kind of an interesting card. And we have connect with nature. So again, it's saying there's this emphasis on animals and nature. So make sure that if you can do nothing else, take a walk in the park, or when you go to the park, lay down on the grass and take your shoes and socks off and just absorb that earth energy is going to help you. Actually, I find that your guides are going to really speak to you a lot out in nature. So if you can make that time, it naturally lends itself to that comfortable silence that I was talking about. Actually, it's a polite silence as well, because sometimes we're doing all the talking. So it's nice to just allow your guides a chance to speak. And we have night. So the thing is, there could be some things that are uncertain that you're not seeing clearly quite yet, and that's okay. Or there's something coming, but you just don't see it yet. We have the Holy Grail. Stop the endless searching. Inner quest. So this, again, this message of slowing down, this message of going within, and being content, being grateful in the moment, thanking your guides for everything that you, positive that's going on. I always say to thank them for some of the negative things too, because we don't get where we need to be without having challenges and adversaries kind of popping in here and there to bring that soul growth. And we have primal, connecting deep within, sacred dance and instinct. So we come out fresher, right? There's this tapping into ancestral energy, getting back to the person we were, this kind of initial blueprint, so to speak. And so once we kind of clear the debris and the attachments and all this stuff that's kind of clinging onto us. And we have the Emperor. So there could be some stuff facing some issues around fathers. There can be a father who's crossed over, who is concerned and watching over, whoever this message is for. Someone it could be someone that you got your gifts and talents from, like if it was your father, or they're concerned about your work, or they're wanting you to really, get to the next level or really use your gifts. It could be something that you've been neglecting. But the Emperor can also be bossing up. You kind of bossing up in your life and saying, okay, I've got to do the hard work to get where I need to be. And I got to stop, waiting to be saved or rescued out of a situation. I need to just get to work. Okay. So we're going to move now down here below, and these cards will align usually with the messages above. So we have wisdom. So there could be a need for wisdom in a situation. They're wanting you to use wisdom because we have this kind of neglect energy, 5 of Pentacles, very feeling left out in the cold, feeling neglected in a partnership or in a friendship, being breadcrumbed, and so experiencing loss or financial loss. So there is this kind of sad energy, and we have the 3 of Swords. So that's heartbreak. That is heartbreak, and can be from a third party. And we have the 2 of Pentacles. So someone could have been juggling, more than one potential, and somebody could have found out about that, and it created this incredible overwhelming feeling of loss. And we have the 10 of Wands, burdens, loss and burdens, and there's this kind of, and it can be the indecision around this as well. Like, something may be toxic or not working for you, but it's like this challenge to, use wisdom rather than react with emotions. So they may be calling you to get this victory in this situation, to kind of master your emotions and take a moment to observe what the bigger lesson may be in that situation. And it can help get you on the path to closing that cycle, to kind of clearing that energy out so that you don't attract it again. And we have a trickster. I don't know why they always use the poor fox as the trickster, but but it's a very cute fox. It's like a young fox. So to me, this is always somebody who learned survival skills in youth that really paved the way. Like they had to, they made choices because that's what they learned to do in order to survive. And but the problem is when we don't let go of those energies as we get older, they're not so cute. Those things get in the way of our healing, and they create challenges in creating intimacy and creating success, because we're always kind of cutting corners and things like that. And so that can be somebody that's in your life, or this person that you may be thinking about leaving or letting go of that situation, or finding a way to manage the unbearable burden and stress that this has brought. It's like, but there's this endearing quality, there's this connection to this person that's a challenge to release. And we have a Knight of Cups, so there could be someone else coming on the way, another love offer, or this love offer matures and there's some ownership of behaviors, or there's some kind of plan to create a path for healing for the future. But we have the Lovers, and to me that's often a choice between 2. So there can be the old potential and the new potential, and they're wanting you. Now, I always say be careful, because coming right off the tails of this kind of relationship, you often repeat it because you're not usually fully healed right away. But if this happened a while ago, it can be that this new person's coming in and there's this end. It's an end of the mental strife, all the drama and the pain and stress that this person kind of caused, maybe with their reckless actions, without any thought or regard to how they were harming others. There can be an end to that, like you're not having to bear the weight of that anymore. And we have the 2 of Wands. So potentials coming in. The 2 of Wands to me is always 2 potentials coming in that are good. You know, so you have choices, you have options, you have opportunities coming your way. And one can be like to shift your focus towards more of a humanitarian focus. One opportunity is more like for humanity's sake, you know. I think it can also be something international, like this pondering a possible move, maybe if this person is from overseas or from a different country. And we have the Death card. So definitely endings and transformation, or things needing to end so that there can be transformation. Possibly an end of this narrative of, you know, having to constantly defend yourself in wars, you know, this kind of wounded warrior, protective, defensive, not letting people in. It's like clearing that energy out. Clearing that energy out. I think with the removal of the trickster, you know, it's opening this pathways for this, you know, brighter things to come in, because we have the Wheel of Fortune. We have destined blessings, and can be financial blessings, you know, but it's for a destined time. Okay. And we have the Wheel of Fortune again. So they're just confirming that, yeah, it's a time, but it's like you've got to get your mind in the right place to get ready to receive that, coming off of this energy of lack and loss. And we have the Page of Swords. So there can be some news around this kind of Wheel of Fortune, or there can be this kind of immature energy or spying kind of energy around that. So just be careful, because this can be that kind of trickster energy that wants to come back in after they kind of see that somebody's in a good place for blessings and for financial abundance. So we're going to stop right there. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.